Hello children, this afternoon in our science lesson we are going to be looking all about fossils. Okay, so last couple of weeks we've been looking at rocks and the different types of rocks, and we're going to move on to fossils today. Okay, so I want you to think about the question, are dinosaurs real? Okay, speak to somebody at home, have a little think about it yourself. Okay, what evidence do we have that they were real or not real? And where does the evidence come from? I'm going to give you just a couple of minutes there just to have a little think about that question. Okay, so it's believed that dinosaur fossils have been found for centuries, and these gave rise to some of the mythical creatures in ancient cultures. However, without documented evidence, we don't know that this is true. We can't be sure. So what we do know is that our current knowledge of dinosaurs and paleontology, which means the study of fossils, started back in the 1800s. So we really have only known about them for the last 200 years. We know about dinosaurs due to the discovery of fossils and fossilized skeletons. Okay, so we're going to talk about the difference between bones and fossils. There's some key concepts that we need to know before we move on. Okay, so bones. Bones are any piece of hard, whitish tissue that makes up a skeleton in animals, including us. So we've got bones all the way through our bodies. The fossils are more than just ancient bones, which is why many people think there are three types of fossils: body fossils, trace fossils, and chemical fossils. Chemical fossils contain carbon, which is proof that they must be formed from once living things. Examples of chemical fossils include coal, petroleum oil, and natural gas. Okay, so we're going to talk now about the fossilization process, how fossils are actually made. Now, I know we made some type of fossils last year, the children who were in my class. So let's see if any of this jogged your memory, see if you can remember any of this. There are many different ways that fossilization occurs. However, you will focus on how fossils form in rocks. Fossilization only takes place in sedimentary rocks, as the heat from the lava that creates the igneous rocks and changes the structure of metamorphic rocks would be too high for the fossils to survive. Okay, so sedimentary, remember, that is the layers of rock that are under the sea. Okay, step one. So an animal or creature dies on the land or in the sea and it gets covered by a layer of sediments. Now, sediments can be plant, material, or tiny parts of rock or even soil. Now, over time, through compaction, so this means that it's getting pushed down, and cementation, which means that it's becoming solid, these eventually form a layer of rock. Okay, step two. Over time, more layers of rock are formed which cover it. And by this time, the only thing to remain of the animal, the organism, would be the hard parts of it, such as the bones, its shell, or teeth. Okay, so over the years, when rocks come on top of it, all that's left is the hard bits, the bones. Okay, the third step. Over thousands of years, the mould fossil might become a cast fossil with sediment entering the mould. In the case of replacement fossils, the original bone matter changes to mineral matter, but it does not affect the shape of the bones. And over a long period of time, the sea will recede, which means it goes back in certain places. The sea level could also be changed quickly through earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. As erosion and weathering take place, eventually the fossils become exposed. Okay, so today we're going to be doing an activity that is all about fossils. Okay, and you'll see this sheet on the planning. Okay, so what I'm wanting you to do today, okay, is to, if you can, cut it up and print it. If not, what I'll do for those children who are coming to collect their lunches this week, I shall leave a copy of this for you in the office, okay, and you can continue to do this activity with everybody else. Okay, thank you.